Alright folks, well we got something a little bit different in store for today. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but part of my land is what's called a cedar barren, which is a rare ecological habitat that's home to a lot of rare prairie plants and flowers. I had a wildlife biologist come through my property and he said the cedars are starting to take over and they're crowding out the grasses. So he wanted me to clear some cedars. So we're going to make some fields and some brush piles for habitat, and also try and create some places that deer like to bed down in.
Oh, Uncle Mike!
What?
I'm gonna make a snow angel, okay?
Okay. So this is what we woke up to. Her first and single annual snowfall of the year. Patrick and Beatrice are burning the brush pile. And looks like Beatrice wants to chew on a cow skull. We take that from her, Patrick?
Oh, it broke. More! Yay!
Alright, got plenty more for you. Nice.
I think that little scope works really nice on there.
It does.
Stay out of the way now, PK. This is a Savage 99 EG 300 Savage deer rifle. It came into my hands from a fine old Maine deer hunter named Phil, who at age 86 wanted it to have a good home. And for better or for worse, I ended up with it. The Savage 99 was one of the finest rifles of its time, and it still is, as you can see. It came to me after sitting for many years inside a fleece-lined gun case, and it was a little gummy and needed a good cleaning inside and out, which we saw too. And I had a gunsmith mount a Redfield one-piece base and a Weaver V3 scope on it because I haven't got as sharp eyes to use a Lyman 57 peep sight, which many of these once came equipped with, including my late father's. The rear sight ahead of the scope here is from my father's own Savage 99 300 EG, which he sold in 1952 when we lived in Gaylord, Michigan, to pay bills. This one shoots like a house of fire, and it's smooth, and I'm hoping that before I retire it to the next generation, I bag my own buck with it, just like I am sure Phil must have. Thanks for listening.
Window just so you can orient yourself. And then we dragged some brush and we kind of stood looking out the window and decided to take out about 4 cedars right there so we could have a little bit of a view. And then we took down some dead wood that was in here, some dead trees. And then we finally got around to clearing out these trees that were blocking the solar panel. There's the solar panel, and like it's type of one of those things that you got to be here to really understand, but even though it looks like those trees block it, the cabin faces southwest, so the sun like just tracks through this big opening right here like in the morning, and it just kind of tracks over and, you know, hits the solar panel. Alright, so that time lapse that you just saw was us cutting a trail from the cabin over to the spring. Alright, lunch is ham and Swiss sandwiches and tea. Hey buddy. We collected a bunch of like long straight cedar poles, limbed them out, and maybe someday we'll make like a bushcraft pioneer fortress or something. So we cut the trail to the spring. That's the spring draining right there. Here's the hose. Let's see if we got any water coming out of it. Yeah, I got some water coming out there. And there it is where we dug it out. We'll have to take these cedars out too. Made that big brush pile right there. Kind of opened this up. Opened this area up in here. Oh yeah, gotta transport those poles back. Ooh, slippery rocks here. And then we really went to town in this area here,
Grandpa,
clearing out this whole hillside.
that one over there's the one I built.
Yeah, Patrick built that brush pile.
I helped to build
And we
that.
got
I helped to
two
build
big
this.
ones, two
And you
big
see
brush
that
piles
small
there and
one
there.
right there where Beatrice is?
And then we kind of
So I actually built
cleared this whole thing out.
and I carried two
And then, so we left a choke point right there and left a copse of cedars there, and then opened up on the other side. And then we kind of just opened up again here, and this is where we kind of ran out of steam, but eventually we'll clear this pathway down to the other pathway that takes you over to the waterfall. And then we just kind of opened up over to here a little bit, put a huge brush pile back in there. I mean, we just made brush piles everywhere, so lots of different animals like those. And it supports other animals too, like birds that feed off mice and stuff that have shelter when the grass grows up.
Yeah, so, and the deer were actually running right down through there, Dad. The two sets of tracks ran down through there. We just knocked out a bunch of this stuff. No, all this is already grassy, so it's just going to come up with native grasses and plants.
So now we're down onto the trail that goes to the waterfall. Gives you a sense of scale. That person over there. Alright, we just got in and dried up. I'm gonna feed Beatrice, and then we're gonna make some dinner for ourselves. She's so good, she doesn't eat until I'm done serving her. I've never had a dog that patient. Here you go, buddy. That's it. Alright, let's do some cooking. Real cooking, no Chef Boyardee. Let's give the backstory on what we're eating for dinner. So we had the Chef Boyardee last night. I felt like I had to redeem myself. So today we're having Italian beef sandwiches. And the story behind that is I'm a proud member of the Sons of Italy. And every year we have a festa, big festival. It's a fundraiser for the lodge, and I work the Italian beef booth. And if you work the booth on the last day, you get to take home a bunch of the leftover food, which strategically I always do. What Italian beef is it's thinly sliced roast beef served, cooked in a broth, au jus broth. You know, it simmers. You serve it on a hoagie bun with either sweet or hot peppers. It's turned into a delicious, soggy mess. And then some people are gluttons for punishment, and they ask for it Chicago style, where you dip the bun in the broth. And at that point, you might as well eat it with a straw, but it does taste really good. So, had some frozen. That's what we're having today. Oh yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention, you're not supposed to put onions in it. That's like sacrilegious. Don't tell Tony. Tony runs the booth. He'll be very upset with me if he finds out
What?
that I put onions in it.
Is that bad?
Well, you're not supposed to. It's not necessarily bad.
Don't post pictures of you doing the onion. Okay?
Or make a video?
Yeah.
Alright.
I bet Tony watches your videos.
I don't think he does, so we're safe.
I bet he's a
All right.
subscriber.
There it is.
You.
There she be. Yeah, I'm off to a decent start.
This is delicious.
Oh yeah? So a couple days ago was my birthday, and my brother-in-law and his kids and Patrick, who's with us, and his wife got me this wood stove fan. B likes it too. She's always hamming it up for the camera. She loves to get in every shot. Alright folks, well I hope you enjoyed that. If you liked that video, please remember to hit like, maybe subscribe, or the trifecta, the gold standard, like, subscribe, and notify if you're so inclined. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.